YouTube. All right, back dealing with patients again in this intake. I've been going back through this intake. I had to get me another stone, a wider stone, because I've been going back through this intake, getting it flatter, a little more open in there. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. I'm knocking down all the ridges as far back as I can reach. Let me move this. Knocking them back as far as I can reach. You see how it's getting flatter and flatter in there. No, I'm not taking those runners out. And no, I don't have the one with the sharp edges on the top. So I don't need to run no piping down the sides to fix that. The main thing is open up the cathedral ports a little more and try to flatten out as much of the inside of this thing as you possibly can. That's about as good as I'm going to get it. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more ridges up the middle that I got to knock down, if you can see them in there. But other than that, in the far back there, I'm not even going to go all the way back there. All right, so that should create enough airflow, smooth airflow with this. This is also adding already with this 90 millimeter opening. It's already adding more air. So by me porting it, I'm adding even more air. One of the other things I got in today, and that's the part number for it, is my throttle body adapter. Let me open this up. I ordered this off of eBay. Of course, y'all know I got the original style throttle body on mine, the 75 millimeter with the three screws. So I had to get the adapter for it to be able to mount that same throttle body onto this bigger millimeter opening here. It's 4-bolt. So these adapters, you can order these adapters. This the back of it. This the side here that your throttle body will be attached to. Here's the gasket for that. Where the gasket will go on here. Pretty much like that. This part with the gasket on will attach right here, y'all. It attaches right here. And it gives you all the screws. You got the 4 alley heads that's going to fit flush in these holes. And then you got your adapter screws here for your throttle body when you put them on, new screws. So this intake project is coming along. I'm waiting on the gasket for the outside to come. I did get the 90 millimeter gasket. I had already got that. I went and got that from the auto parts store. And here's the part number for that. 61436 throttle body, Buick, Cadillac V8, all of the above. Pontiac G8, what it say? Whatever it is. But 06 to 07 throttle bodies. All right, that's what year these ones came on. So all it is. Let me get it out the package right quick. And I got this one from O'Reilly's. And trying to see if there's anything else on here I need to show y'all. Let me pull it out the wrapper. Excuse me. Raw and uncut, y'all. Hold on. Nah, that's it. Ain't nothing else on this wrapper. But here go the O-ring. This is by Pro, and it fits right in here. All right. It fits right in the front right there. Some of them come green, some of them come red. All these different colors they come, all right? But you fit it in right there, y'all. And it fit right in, nice and tight. You fit that in nice and tight, right, just like that. And you take the adapter plate, mount that right up to it, seal it off real good. Then you take your gasket here and your screws, and you screw everything on, and you see it ain't too much of a difference. It ain't really much happening. All right, everything's sealed off. Everything's sealed off nice on there, and it ain't gonna look crazy. That's why I didn't want him to paint this part right here, because I wanted to keep this looking black, this part black, So when I put this throttle body on, this whole front piece will look like a silver, silver setup, kind of matching the front end of my intake with my intake pipe. So it's coming along. Everything is slowly coming together, but it's coming together. That's all that matters. So I'll be showing y'all me taking the old one off, putting this one on, and just keeping up like that. So stay tuned. I'll hit you back when I got some more. Go. YouTube, what's happening? So we back to working on patience. Was in the shop, just finished working on this, but now I'm working on patience. We starting the process of putting the intake on. So I told y'all was a few things I was gonna do before I actually put the new intake on, but we just started the process, moving the wires out the way. I got the valve off, and I was just checking my rockers, my poly locks, and making sure everything was still set like it's supposed to be, which everything seems to be still fine, but I'm gonna double check and make sure everything is, how it's supposed to, because on some of these you're supposed to make some adjustments. You're supposed to make some adjustments on them just to make sure they all locked in. You want them to be pretty much even all the way across. You don't want a lot of play in them. You kind of can tell what's open and what's not. But while I got this open, while I got this valve cover off, what I'm going to do, and I got it sitting over here, as you can see, it's a little ashy. I just finished cleaning it, but it's a little ashy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a little bit of sandpaper or Brillo, and I'm going to scuff this up a little bit, clean it with some alcohol, and I'm going to spray this joker black. I got some VHT engine enamel that I'm going to use. Let me grab that from over there. I usually keep that stuff around. Usually keep a nice can of this around. I got a couple cans. I got a Rust-Oleum and then I got this. I'm gonna probably use this one since it's going on the valves. But it's gloss black. My engine on this car is black with a little silver to it. As you can see, it's black. I don't know if you can see and it's the heads. My heads, I left my heads aluminum as they are, but most of the engine is black. So I'm gonna clean that and get that real nice black. Once this intake comes out, you'll see the theme of how everything goes. I'm even gonna paint my alternator black when it comes time to do everything. I think, still putting it together, but yeah, the process started. I'm gonna cover up most of this, because I don't want anything to fall in there. It's pretty clean in there right now. So it's about time for me to change this oil out of here. I'm still running off the first oil that I put in here, and I can see it's a little dark. So it's about time to change. I got 1,000 miles on it. This the break-in oil, and I'm at 1,000 miles, a little more than 1,000 miles on this engine already. So I'm gonna change this oil out. I'm gonna put some heavier weight oil in here. I'm gonna get this intake changed out, and once I do all of that, then I'm gonna take it and get it retuned or whatnot. So let me start this process now. I'm gonna cover this up, and I'm gonna get ready to go over here and get this valve cover painted up. I'm gonna do one side at a time. I ain't gonna rush my way through this thing. I'm gonna do one side at a time, get this side good and closed up, then I'm gonna move to the other side and do the same thing. So I'm gonna move rather slow, rather neatly on just getting this thing together, but she looking good in there. And I got them 3/8 1.7 rocker arms in there, if you can see them. If you can see them. 3/8 by 1.7. These are all Elgin. My whole setup is Elgin. So everything matches, everything's doing like it's supposed to. So anyway, that's for another day. But just gonna get this stuff together, start working on it, getting everything neat, button back up. So I had this done by the end of the week. So like I said, I'm gonna do it one day at a time, but I'm gonna get on to it and get this valve straightened, and I'll hit y'all back. All right, so we got the valves covered up for the night. Everything is tightened down how they need to be. They got the zeroed out. They zeroed out all the way around. Everything is nice and tight on there. I got them covered now. I actually did both sides. I took them off that side and took them off of this side because I wanted to get the valves themselves, the covers themselves, I wanted to get them painted. This is my paint room, y'all. This is my paint room. So I wanted to get them painted. So I sat them in the paint room, painted them joints out. They kind of looking kind of crazy, so I'm gonna probably have to sand them down a little bit just to get them how I want it. But they'll sit overnight and they should be straight. But we moving right along. Probably tomorrow when I come in here, it's not a lot that I gotta do to this as far as to get this intake off. If you can see that fuel line at the back, this fuel line right here, I gotta unscrew this, take the sensor off here, this knock sensor, take the map sensor off, disconnect this line here, unscrew both sides, and disconnect the fuel return line from right here, and that whole unit to come up, of course, do all the screws and all that. Disconnect my throttle body cable from here, take off the intake, and then it'll lift right up. So I'm gonna probably do that tomorrow, and then I'm gonna clean that whole top of my motor, get everything right, put the valve covers back on, and then prepare for the next steps. So yeah, this process ain't taking too long to do. I'm gonna try to start this thing once I put that one on and see how it runs. I know it's gonna be off because how I got it tuned already, it's already tuned to a certain spec. But I'm gonna hit y'all back once I got some more, okay? All right, y'all. So we got the covers back on, everything back on. This is the first startup. Everything's running just fine. So it should be good. The next step after this, it's a lot quieter as you can hear. The next step after this is going to be to remove this intake and apply the new one. But everything seems to be running fine. I'm glad I tightened that up because that was loose. So got everything good. We should be straight. No leaks on the oil, so we good. Get you back. All right, YouTube, we back with the cut with patience. So I got the intake out. As you can see, man, they did me dirty at the paint shop. Look at all that debris up in there. I already cleaned all the little nastiness that was around the heads. I'm gonna tape them off and I'm gonna clean the rest of this because this is supposed to be black, y'all. You can't really tell right now, but it's supposed to be black. That's body shop buildup right there. So I gotta get all that cleaned out, redo the wiring, and here go my old one that I had on there. And y'all know what's getting ready to go on there, this one here. So I got all the gaskets on it now, got everything set with it. I'm gonna change this air filter to a black one. I'm thinking about powder coating my my intake tube, but I just ain't sure yet. But everything else with it is coming along, it's flowing. I just got to get everything, see how black that is, how black that side. I got to get that clean, back clean like it's supposed to be as well. So I'm gonna do that, get everything together, and then shoot, I'll probably hit you back sometime this week. I got the throttle body here. I didn't want to undo all the lines, so I just laid that forward there. So that's just hanging. I'm gonna clean that. I'm gonna clean that whole area, and then before I crank the car up or do anything, I'm gonna drain all the oil out of it and put new oil in it and crank it up. I took the intake over to AD Performance the other day, and my boy, he was telling me, Kyle, he was telling me, you know, I should be straight far as driving. Of course, with it still needing to be tuned, it's gonna be slight difference, but he said don't drive it hard, so I'm not gonna drive it hard. Plus, if you can hear it outside, it's raining. The weather gonna be kind of nasty next few days, so it's gonna be sitting right here till I get everything cleaned up. So I'm gonna rewire this harness around. It's not really gonna be hard. I thought it was gonna be harder, but it's really not gonna be hard to do. I gotta cut the loom off and reloom a couple of the wires in different directions. But it's gonna be still nice and neat once I get it together. It's actually gonna be better. So once I get that squared away, I know what's up. I'll hit you back. But meanwhile, let's get back to work. YouTube, what's happening? Alright, so we done made some progress over here. I told you I had to change that harness around, so as you can see, it's not going up the side of the block like it was. It's going around the back. Right now it's unloomed, so it look a little messy, but I got the wires to go around the back here and across, where I still got my knock sensor plug there. I had to pull a couple lines out on the front side, which these pink lines right here, those are my injector plugs here for this side. Also, my main ejector harness coming off of the harness itself is right here, so it plugs right here without no issue. All right, and then I'll be able to tuck and hide all these wires and stuff right here. And then these are my, like I said, my injector wires. 1, 2, here go the other one. I don't know why it's up under there. 3, and then 4 right here. So that'll work perfectly. The other ones are over here still. Didn't really have to do much, but just get the harness back. And I'm gonna mount these just to the wall and here. And that's gonna come across and it'll plug right into my injectors there. You see 1, 2, 3, 4. The harness plug is up top. What I'm doing now, my steam ports. So I'm gonna have to reroute these. I already knocked it backwards, and this flat, I knocked that one backwards. What I think I'm gonna have to do with this one is come around here and come across the side of the intake manifold here, and then come back around here, tee it right here, tee the two of them together, and then plug into the bottom of the throttle body. But that's also something I ran into, so let me show y'all this. So of course y'all know this joker sitting lower. It's sitting a lot lower on the intake, so of course I had to put the adapter plate on there in order to fit my throttle body on there. So if you can see them lines, I gotta shave that much off. And there, across, there. Because it's touching the, what you call it? Water, what's that joint? The water pump. It's touching the water pump right here, and it won't let me slide it down or bolt it on. You can see the holes through there, but you can't get it down because of those corners touching. And this is the part that threw me, because I got the actual Corvette Camaro water pump, which puts the outlet right here, or whatever, right here, so everything will be clear, but it's touching just a little bit right here. So I'm gonna shave my throttle body down instead of trying to shave on my water pump here. I'm gonna shave the throttle body down just a little bit. Where you see them lines at, I'm gonna shave them down a little bit and see if that works. I'm also shave the bottom of the ports here and see if that'll make it work a little bit better. But it's coming along. Like I said, everything is fitting on like it's supposed to. If I can get that to fit on there right, everything will be fine. But meanwhile, I test fitted this on there. And matter of fact, let me do it while I got y'all on here. I test fitted it on there, and everything is fitting in there clearly like it's supposed to. Give me one second, y'all. Let me get this thing in there. Let me get it in. 1 second. Everything seated. There we go. Alright, y'all see it? It's flush in there. Everything's fitting. So that's gonna look rather good once I clean it up. Of course, I'm gonna loom all the wire. You ain't really gonna see that. The wires for the injectors and stuff, I'm gonna loom that all on the sides. So that'll be a lot neater and cleaner. I also was able to take my AC wire lines that I still need to wire in and brought them back around here. So all of this stuff I could wire across here and not be all across the front of the motor. The one wire that I did have to bring back around, my TP sensor, whatever you call this sensor, my map sensor, whatever you call it, whatever you call this sensor. It's not on the back on this one, it's up front right here. So I pulled that wire through the harness and got that back around, and that one's gonna go here. I'm gonna harness all this up because I had to move my temperature sensor, my alternator, and this wire here. I'm probably gonna be deleting this wire. This was to my my evap system. I don't even need that on this. So that's probably gonna get deleted. But I pulled them all out, and they're right here. So all this is gonna be one loom with each leg going the way it needs to go, and that'll be down in this little area here clean, and then all of this wire all the way around gonna get loomed, and you ain't even gonna notice it. And then of course my fuel lines here, that's going back across, run the fuel rail, and we'll be straight. I got my return line over there and my inlet line right here. So they'll go back in, everything will fit back in like it's supposed to. We'll be in the money. But as you can see, that's a drastic change on that engine bay already, and I ain't even done much but move wires. But it's a drastic change. It's a lot cleaner. All this gonna get cleaned up, so I ain't worried about this. This area up here gonna be cleaned up as well as my injectors. So once everything's in, once I put all the fuel rails and everything in, you'll see how much cleaner this joker gonna look. So yeah, but this is what I'm talking about. That back steam port gonna come around and come along this line right here. So when I put my injectors and things there, underneath it'll be that steam port line coming back around. So, or I might do it on this side. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. So we'll work it out. And then my line from here to here and from here to back there, I'll be able to put them in. Won't have no issues. All right, everything will be clean. But she coming along. It's looking good to me, y'all. It's looking real good to me. So once I get everything squared away, I'm gonna tuck and get all these wires up out the way where everything's looking good up in here, y'all. So all right, I'll hit you back when I got a little more. Yo.